You want something better?
Budget for your gadgets.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week again. It is Budget for Your Gadget, courtesy of our friends over at 𝚐𝚐𝚑𝚑𝚑, where we have a bit of a tech review. Again, courtesy of our friends over at 𝚐𝚐𝚑𝚑, where we look at different pieces of tech that you guys could get for your guys' setup within a very specified and very good budget. Here's the thing. Every time we try our best to look for new pieces of tech for you guys to add, whether it be a fan, whether it be a printer, whether it be a laptop. If you guys are looking for something to add to your setup, or you guys are just interested to see what the latest are in tech, then you guys should totally stick around and you guys might be able to get a little bit of a deal or two here on Budget for Your Gadget. Here's the thing, okay? We are looking at another magnificent laptop today, okay? For those tuning in over on our live stream, specifically over on kick.com/magic899TV, as well as over on our TikTok live stream at Magic899, or maybe you guys tuning in on Facebook at Magic899, you guys are seeing the laptop that I'm holding right now, the beautiful gray laptop that I'm holding. This is the HP 15. HP 15 with the AMD Ryzen 3. Hands down, when I first opened this bad boy up, it's a beautiful gray laptop, very sleek. I like how laptops have been always so sleek now, but then this is a very long boyo, okay? Very long boyo, decently long boyo, that I really like because it gives a sense of grandeur to it. It's very wide, mainly because, one, it of course features a 15-inch screen that you guys can see, fully HD, and it also has a numpad over here at the side, which a lot of people are able to make use of. Numpads, I feel like, are underrated. A lot of people don't realize that when it comes to having utility on your keyboard, a numpad actually helps a lot, specifically for people who crunch in a lot of numbers. Let's say you're someone who works in accounting, maybe you work on a lot of documents, and you have to be the one to input a lot of numbers really quickly. A numpad will surprisingly save your butt. But then, we're looking at a beautiful gray laptop with a very glossy look. It's HP, by the way, the HP 15. HP is a brand that I've always liked. I've used HP for the longest time. Durability-wise, I've got no problem with HP. And then the interior of this thing, we already teased that we have an AMD interior, but then let's talk about that in a bit. Let's look at the ports for this thing, okay? The ports, we are looking at a USB 3.0, HDMI over here at the side. If you guys want to do presentation, if you guys want to watch on your TV, for example, HDMI is already built in, and a Type-C port. I'm always so happy to see a Type-C port because Type-Cs back then, it was so hard to be able to use Type-Cs for your laptops. And now that it's more commonplace, Type-C ports are now more prominent than ever on newer laptop models. So here, if you guys want to plug in, let's say, your Type-C devices, then it's perfect. You won't have a problem at all. We have another USB 3.0 port on the other side. And for its fans, we have the usual over at the bottom. You guys can see airflow is going to be happening at the bottom. Now let's look at the interior of this thing, okay? Because when it comes to looking at the exterior, it looks really nice. It looks really clean. It's very wide, this laptop. But a lot of people, they really pay attention to the interior of the laptop. How much power does this thing has? Well, how much power does this thing have? This is an HP 15. What it has, I teased it earlier, it has an AMD Ryzen 3 5425U. It's AMD Ryzen 3 processor. A lot of people, they prefer AMD over Intel, actually. So if you're someone, instead of getting a Core i5, instead of getting a Core i5, Core i7 laptop, you can get an AMD Ryzen 3. And you would get, I will say, it really varies when it comes to your preference on the processor that you want. But a lot of people, like I said, prefer AMD. So then this might be the perfect pick. Apart from that, we have AMD Radeon graphics, which is a built-in graphics card that come with the processor, which means you'd be able to run a bunch of AMD specialized applications as well. Apart from that, we got 8 gigabytes of RAM. You guys will be able to have 8 gigabytes. I always say this, but then I'm glad that 8 gigabytes is the normal baseline GB that we have for RAM, because RAM is the reason that we're able to do multiple tasks simultaneously without any lagging, without the laptop choking, without the laptop having any lag spikes. RAM is the reason that we're able to open multiple tabs at the same time and multiple applications at the same time. The more RAM, the better. So 8 gigabytes, it's already really big and you'll be able to do quite a bit. Again, 15.6 full HD display. You can watch things on the go if you guys want to. And it has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage built in that you guys can, of course, upgrade, which is really nice. I'm glad to see that storage-wise, we now on SSD. Back then, HDD was really hard to move around with because it would be really slow when it comes to it. I talked about airflow earlier, okay? One thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, the heat as of late has been crazy. So it's important that when it comes to laptop like these, there's good airflow for a laptop. So here you see the fans are at the bottom, which is, I would say, pretty optimized. But for laptops like this, you want to make sure that it is placed on a flat surface to allow the laptop to breathe. I think a lot of people forget that when they do get laptops and they just use it. Sometimes they use it on a soft surface, which actually blocks the airflow. So keep that in mind whenever you're getting a laptop like this. And it's nice because it's very big airflow window that it has. Apart from that, I really see this being used for, again, people who have a lot of workload that they need to do and they need decent power for it. Let's say you're a casual gamer, maybe you play Valorant, maybe you play Minecraft, maybe you play Roblox for Pete's sake. Then this would be able to run it properly. You just have to tweak the settings quite a bit and then you'd be good to go. AMD is really strong. A lot of people underestimate the AMD Ryzen 3 on how powerful it is. If I was able to stream with a Core i5 way back, which is Core i5 7th gen, which is really low when it comes to power, then this thing, you can run streaming on it, you can run very simple graphics on it, and you would be good to go in doing the work that you need to do. Let's say you work in Microsoft Office. Maybe you work on a lot of spreadsheets, you do a lot of accounting work on a lot of documents. Perfect. You have the utility for it, you have the keyboard for it, and you also have the power to do multiple things at the same time for it, okay? You can also watch. One thing that I boast a lot about this thing is, of course, its big screen, because it is really big and it's really bright and it's very good to view things on it. So if you guys want to watch Netflix, let's say you want to watch Disney Plus, you say you want to use it for other entertainment purposes, you'd be able to view it on a very nice screen, 15.6 full HD display. One of the things that I really like about this laptop, apart from everything that I mentioned, apart from the interior, the exterior, is of course its price. This is budget for a gadget after all, so we got to make sure that the laptops that we're presenting to you guys are easily accessible and within a very specific budget. So Wacky, how much is this thing? I want to get it. I want to try it. Let's see, I want to add it to my setup. Well, if you guys choose to get it over at 𝚉𝚘𝚘𝚗.com.ph, you can get it for a whopping 30,990 pesos. 30,990 for a laptop of this size and with this much power. I'd say that's a steal. But since you guys are listening to Budget for a Gadget, since you guys are listening with your boy Wacky, you guys can actually get a discount. If you choose to buy via cash and tell them your boy Wacky sent you, then you can get it with a discount for only 27,990 pesos instead of the 30,000 that you would initially have to pay. All you need to do, head over to any Asianic branches. If you guys want to get it for only 27,990, tell them your boy Wacky sent you. Head over to any Asianic branch. And if you guys want to see more or see everything that I talked about today, you guys can head over to their website, 𝚉𝚘𝚘𝚗.com.ph. Huge thank you to our friends over at Asianic for sending over another gadget, a beautiful laptop. Just look for the HP 15 AMD Ryzen 3 and then you'd be good to go. All right? Thank you once again to Asianic, and thank you to you guys for joining me for another edition of
Budget for Your Gadget.
At Asianic, better people, better service, better deals. You may visit our branches, flash on the screen.